This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here with your latest Meteo Mundo forecast. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is going to be your tropics update for Monday, October the 23rd. We still have to talk about Hurricane Tammy because Tammy is still causing some significant impacts through portions of the Leeward Islands on this Monday. So we'll look at that and another island Tammy could impact later in the week. And we also have the disturbance sitting off the Central American coastline with a medium chance of development over the next couple days. We'll look at the movement, potential heavy rain threat that could bring to portions of Central America. So let's start off right now with Tammy. Again, Tammy is moving north of the Leeward and the British and U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. It's still such a compact hurricane, but winds continue to be right around 80 miles an hour. All right, so Tammy has winds of 80 miles an hour, but it never looked very impressive on satellite imagery, even moving through the Leeward Islands over the weekend. Those core winds are so tightly clustered near the center of circulation, we were actually able to avoid a lot of the higher wind issues through most of the Leeward Islands. I think the overall legacy of Tammy is going to be the excessive rainfall and the flooding and some of the mudslides it brought to portions of the islands over the weekend, and that threat still continues for today, and that's the main issue. So as I zoom into this area, first of all, if you do me a big favor and hit the like button, I appreciate that, but also drop a comment below and let me know how you guys fared throughout Tammy, what you saw, what you're still seeing right now. Obviously our thoughts are with you, but let everyone know kind of how things are going. I have seen some video of flooding through portions of the Leeward Islands, so we obviously didn't get out completely unscathed for us here. So again, let everyone know what you've been seeing, and hopefully I expect this heavier rain to begin to break apart today. But look, that being said, even any additional rainfall in areas that have already seen some flash flooding, it's going to be a problem. And you can see that right now. As I zoom in, anywhere in the northern Windward Islands could still see some heavier tropical downpours on this Monday. So for Anguilla and St. Martin and St. Barthélemy, on over towards Ceiba and St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Barbuda, even Montserrat, all of these areas, and this is the satellite presentation, but underneath this thicker cloud coverage, we're going to have some heavier downpours from time to time. Now, it won't be as widespread as what it was over the weekend, and in general, trying to break apart some of this moisture, that's good news. But again, any additional rain, and even if we're just talking about up to an inch of rain, could obviously cause additional problems. So please be very mindful of that in the northern side of the Leeward Islands. Now, for places like Road Town, on over towards St. Thomas and St. Croix and the Virgin Islands, we're going to pick up some moisture coming in from the south. We'll get some downpours. Could again be an inch plus of rain in your area. Overall, I'm not too concerned about any true flooding issues, but obviously a lot of rain in a quick amount of time could cause something very localized. Same thing for the eastern sides of Puerto Rico, but again, in general, it's the northern side of the Windward Islands. Now, for the rest of the Lesser Antilles, generally speaking, the farther south that you go, the lower the opportunity for more rain today. But that being said, with the heat of the day and the south winds, I do expect additional showers to develop. They're going to be much more isolated in nature, but especially from places like Martinique North, we still have a decent chance for some downpours as we go through the remainder of Monday afternoon. Now, as Tammy continues to pull away, this moisture will begin to fade and break apart. So hopefully by tomorrow morning, things will be a lot better. But again, looking at our model here, looking at the potential for that rain over the next day, you can see it does focus in on the northern side of the Windward Islands again. Anguilla down towards Barbuda and Antigua and St. Kitts and Nevis. Some of the areas that I could still see having more than an inch of rain between now and say tomorrow morning. And you can see those additional showers. The model also flares up in a much more scattered nature compared to the weekend, but still for places like St. Lucia and Barbados, we could certainly catch the opportunity for another shower or two. How much additional rain could we see? Well, let me swing on over to this model right here. It's going to take me just 1 second to go to the correct time frame in this and then switch over here. This is going to be the total precipitation between now and tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And what do you see? You see those brighter colors up on the northern side of the Windward Islands. And when we look at those areas, you're looking at the model saying maybe Anguilla could get 1.4 additional inches of rain. But if we average this out, probably a half inch to another inch plus in portions of the islands. And again, any additional rainfall, like an inch potentially in Barbuda, an inch and plus in St. Kitts and Nevis, and towards St. Martin, 1.3 inches. Sorry, that just jumped off the screen there, but you get the idea. that's where we expect the potential for more than an inch of rain. Now, as you get farther to the south, it's not like we're completely dry. Again, places like Barbados could get another quarter to half inch of rain. Same thing for St. Vincent and Martinique. So additional showers there, but just not the more than likely issues that we could still see in the northern sides of the Windward Islands, and the potential for a little bit more rain later today and early tomorrow in places like Trinidad and Tobago. Do want to zoom back into the Virgin Islands because, you know, a half inch, an additional inch of rain is possible, but you can see that there's a pretty sharp gradient here as you get east towards the Windward Islands, for the Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands, as we see the potential for some heavier rain there. Okay, so let's get back to what's happening with Tammy right now and what I expect to be happening in the future. Tammy is moving north and east. Again, I'm going to show you the water vapor imagery here, and it's very clear to see where Tammy is headed. It's basically following this moisture plume in between a trough coming off the U.S. East Coast and bringing in some drier air, and then the western side of our Bermuda High that has been eroded away. Tammy will be slipping kind of in between those areas, but it's going to be slowing down. And as the western periphery of the Bermuda High builds back west, some of the models try and push Tammy west back towards Bermuda late in the week. Now, I will say this, there is not very good agreement with any of the models as we get towards the end of this forecast, especially with this turn back towards Bermuda. But that being said, the Hurricane Center's official track takes Tammy as a weaker tropical storm very near the island late in the week. So for our friends in Bermuda, we're going to be keeping a very close eye out for you. And again, not a lot. I don't have a lot of faith right now in this overall track, so let's keep an eye on it. Let's do that. But as we get towards midweek, if this continues to look like it's going to be the trend, we'll obviously keep you updated right here at Meteo Mundo. The other area of interest is going to be down just east of the Central American coastline there with a flare-up of showers and storms. Now, this is going to be a very broad, somewhat disorganized area of showers and storms the next day or two, but it is forecast to move back inland over Central America and then eventually move into the eastern Pacific. But with that being said, we could certainly see a tropical depression possible. I'm going to switch models here to give you a little bit better idea, one that I like a little bit better in this forecast time frame. What it's going to do is it's going to bring heavy rain potential to portions of the Central American coastline and then eventually to the higher terrain. So we could have some localized flooding along the coast. We could have some mudslide issues in some of the higher terrain. But all of this is developing right offshore and then moving back inland very quickly. Again, an opportunity to get a weak depression out of this before it moves back inland, but we're not expecting that to ramp up anymore. But I want you to notice on this model the additional moisture it's throwing through a lot of the Caribbean. So for places like the Cayman Islands and especially towards Jamaica and Kingston and Montego Bay and Negril and Portmore, you see you're going to get into a more wet pattern again as that moisture kind of streams closer to that area of disturbed weather. So we are bringing higher rain chances there. That'll be the same for Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and also for Santo Domingo there in the Dominican Republic. The ABC Islands, again, I do expect some rain for you as well. Your opportunity at least is going up, maybe not as high as the other islands that I just mentioned. And again, I do expect things to stay scattered with some rain across portions of the Leeward Islands and up towards the British and U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, but generally speaking, we'll be drying a touch as Tammy moves away, and then scattered rain for the Bahamas. Nothing exceptional. I think a little bit farther south, you're going to have a little bit better chance for rain for the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos. So what should we all continue to watch? Me and you together, we're going to be watching Hurricane Tammy. The heavy rain still possible for portions of the Leeward Islands, at least through tonight, and then that potential track of Tammy near Bermuda as we get late in the week, that disturbance in Central America, the opportunity for some heavier rain as it moves back west over Central America, and then any additional areas of potential tropical development as we go through the week. We'll keep a very close eye on it. Again, thank you very much for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing if you want the latest forecasts across the Caribbean and the Bahamas and the latest on the tropics as well. And you see that super thanks button right there. If you want to support the channel, you can do that as well. Thank you so much, friends. We'll see you soon next time right here